All right, welcome back. Hope you're having a good day. This is one of my Ficus Microcarpa, and this is what they start to look like in fall in Florida. We do get a little bit of a fall here, and I haven't messed with this guy since December. It's been a long time, and now the only Microcarpa that I have out there that have like all green leaves are the ones that are freshly pruned, because they have like all new leaves on there. Where these ones that I haven't touched, whether it's been 10 months since I touched this guy. So if it's been a long time since I've done anything with them, they have plenty of foliage, and everybody always says that we get a growing season forever. We do get a lot of growing season, but we do go in December and January, very little growth happens, and even now we go into a little period of time where our days are getting noticeably shorter. So a lot less sunlight, temperatures are going down a little bit. So the tree just, really doesn't need all that old foliage. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give this guy a good hard prune today. I may or may not wire it. I'm just going to actually kind of decide, what the twigs look like when I get in here. This was my pandemic project when I took a bunch of cuttings. It's been in this pot since March of 2020, and this was the tree that I had set up. What I did was I hard pruned the entire thing. It was this, and I got about 4 other trees out of the big pot. I had this in a, this was a big clump that was like in a big 7-gallon pot. And I cut it back really hard, and then as it was recovering, I took, I'm gonna guess maybe 15 cuttings from it. I have like maybe 7 of them left. Those are getting actually pretty interesting now. So next spring, it'll be about 4 years in this pot. More than ready for a new pot, but I find that if you just kind of leave them alone for a while, they'll get a bit root bound and grow really well. Ficus grow actually really well root bound, I've found. Starts growing more arrow roots. Definitely hasn't harmed the health of the tree. You can see it's good and healthy, been in there for 3.5 years. All is well. It had actually even quite a bit more yellow leaves on it. I went to go pick it up off of its pallet, and it was actually stuck on there. There was a big web of roots off of this. I think the last time I did a video on it too, I had this escape root here, and I actually just tucked it back up in there. I'm not setting myself up to make it harder to repot in the future, but we'll see. Anyhow, this is what I've been planning for the front. And so I'm just going to go ahead and get started to work here. May or may not do a little time lapse, a little music. Just depends on how long it takes. Let's get going. All right, fairly close to being done here. Just gonna look at the whole thing real quick before I look at a couple other things. This side has a lot more, you guys probably saw it as I was pruning it, has a lot more fresh aerial roots on it than this side does. This side has a couple just getting started. Now with all the foliage gone, and I mean, it's really hot and humid today. It's supposed to be cool tomorrow with no humidity for a couple days. Then we're supposed to get more rain, but without any leaves on here, some of these aerial roots will probably dry up. But a couple branches I wanted to address, and that is, I think this one is eventually going to wind up competing with whatever kind of canopy is over here. And so I think it's got to go. Plus it's kind of almost in the crotch of where the two big trunks come together. And then this one, both of these two are a little awkward, but I think this one might help fill in part of this gap over here. This one, I think I've been afraid to take it off because it's right under this other aerial root that has dropped all the way down. Let me see if you guys can see that skinny one there, like not a brand new one this year. But I'm going to take it out. It's a little too straight down, and even, you know, it's still flexible. I could wire it up, but even then it's all around that root. I'll take it off. And of course, there it had its own little root coming from that. And that's a little bit better. I almost want to put some wire on it, but I think I'm going to let it recover through the winter. Still really busy at work. I know it's going to get a good canopy over the winter before winter even hits, and I really don't have time to check on it all winter. There's a few other ones I plan on probably defoliating and wiring in maybe like November, and then just letting that wire really set in over the winter. Did want to take a close look at this aerial root here, see if I can give you guys a better look. I did want to give you guys a closer look. This is actually what I've been considering the back side of the tree. It's got all these. This one actually, if it's going to live, I should try to tuck it under that branch. And a few others. This one is just really odd in that came out right at that crotch of the branch there, came up over the big stump that it's attached to, and now it's made soil contact on that side. I don't see how I'll ever be able to make that look well, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and take that out. I do like aerial roots, but I've come to realize that sometimes if they're just hideous, they're just hideous. So took that one out, and then here's a couple fresh ones on the front side. Again, it is odd how they come out so much more on what I've been considering the back.